Tom's story tonight has been exactly 2 months since a gunman shot and killed the beloved pastor of Starville Methodist Church.
Yes, Mark McWilliams was 62 years old. He was a passionate East Texas preacher whose life was taken during a struggle with a fugitive wanted for other crimes. It's the most recent house of worship in Texas shooting to become the scene of violence, reigniting concerns about safety. Before that, it was Sutherland Springs in 2017.
So tonight in the KDK News exclusive, Sarah Allegre right now takes you inside a very unique Texas school devoted to teaching faith leaders how to protect their flock. Sarah.
Neil, Casey, it's rigorous training that thousands of men and women have gone through. And as I found out firsthand, you will learn to prepare for violence you hope you never see.
Draw your weapon! You need 5 rounds! Load! Make ready! All 5! Make them count!
Robert Garza has a calling to protect and defend his congregation.
Right, knowing that you're willing to lay your life down to take care of the people of your church. I mean, that's what love's all about, right?
He and 8 others practicing that sacrificial love just attended Gatekeeper Security Services training.
It's a great opportunity to be trained, to do what you need to do to take care of your congregation.
An intense 6-day program designed to equip church security officers with life-saving tactics.
You take on that ownership of the people in your church. Those are, you know, I'm not the shepherd, but I'm a sheepdog. Keep taking care of the sheep.
Father-son duo Charles and Will Chadwick spearhead this specialized training at a private security compound in Krugerville, north of Dallas.
The main focus of our whole ministry is to stop the bad guy.
With a mission of engraving a mindset of unyielding courage and bravery.
You know, we are the eyes that are looking out. We're the ones that are going to stand in the gate and tell the enemy no.
Preparing for the worst case scenario.
The church can be viewed as a soft target, and we simply harden that target.
A scenario this East Texas church never expected.
Breaking news overnight and this morning in Smith County. 1 person is dead, at least 1 other person hurt.
Starville Methodist Church in Winona lost their leader, Mark McWilliams, when he confronted an intruder hiding in the bathroom on January 3rd. Despite having his own firearm, McWilliams was overpowered and shot with his own weapon.
It is horrifying. We have a tendency to think that we're in a secure area. We are finding ourselves being threatened at all times, not knowing when or where or how.
Will's duty is to prepare congregation members for those threats, seen or unseen.
Unfortunately, some people come with the intent to harm. So we have to make sure that the people that are there to get healed aren't getting hurt.
And here's how they do it. Intense physical and mental training, ranging from defensive tactics, such as how to arrest someone and get them away from others, playing out life-threatening scenarios through a simulator, extensive firearms training, even psychological testing.
Definitely know that the training that the guys receive helps them be in that correct mindset, so we're looking for things that don't belong.
And knowing how to survive a life or death situation.
It's just we need to make sure they're trained correctly, that they're understanding that we're coming from a proactive nature. We're not a reactive force. We are looking for the problem before it becomes a problem.
A gatekeeper says carrying a lethal weapon is one thing, but knowing when and how to use it in the case of an active shooter can save lives.
It's not all about putting a gun on, okay? Making the right decision, understanding use of force.
It's knowing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, and how you're supposed to do it.
Following the Sutherland Springs attack that killed 26 people, Texas law now allows licensed firearm owners to carry a gun inside places of worship. But Charles says this is far from enough.
I think everyone would agree that has a license to carry, that the license to carry certificate and license and the training associated with that does not prepare you to go up against some bad guy in a gunfight. That's not what it's for.
That's why Robert Garza and 8 valiant volunteers from churches across the state decided to take the next step.
It's the love of them all. Every one of those kids, every one of those women and men, those are my brothers, my sisters, my kids too, and I'm willing to do what it takes to keep them safe.
And understanding everyone who passes through this boot camp comes to know.
We all have that same love for our people, for our congregation, and that's just something that's awesome, right? When you realize what the cost could be to do what we do.
Motivation that goes beyond human survival and protection to Scripture. There is no greater love than laying down one's life for a friend.
And participants who go through the program take a 100-question state exam to pass the requirements, certifying them with Level 4 Personal Protection Officer authorization. In studio, Sarah Allegre, KTK News.